Hello everyone, and welcome to a layout update. It's been a really long time, I think about a good 7 or 8 months since the last layout update. And I do apologise for that. I do apologise for pretty much vanishing off of YouTube. But I've just had a lot of stuff going on outside of YouTube in personal life and stuff like that. So I haven't really had time, and with it being summer as well, I was kind of out a lot more doing other sort of hobbies and stuff like that. And this kind of got pushed towards the back, but now the summer is slowly getting near the end, and after actually finding some videos on the internet to sort out the problems that I had on the layout, the motivation has come back. So I'm finally starting to progress on with the layout, and we're actually starting to crack on with the electrics, as you've probably noticed in some of the areas like here. Okay, so in terms of updates and stuff like that, there's not a great deal of work that has gone on to the layout. The only work that sort of happened is in the last couple of weeks, and I'm actually currently waiting on new stuff to come into stock so that I can carry on actually working on it. But the main thing we're trying to get done at the moment is the electrics and the point motors in the fiddle yard. Obviously you can see we have two really big fiddle yards, so there's a lot of points to do. So the quicker we can get them done, the better. Then we can start testing the bottom track with all the point motors, and then working on the top track and stuff like that, which will be good, because then we can start putting scenery on and wiring the actual layout properly, because it's just a temporary layout. It's temporarily wired at the moment, which isn't good. But in terms of the point motors, I am using the Traintronic slow motion point motors. They are very good. I like them. I use them on my old layout, but I've actually learnt a new technique of actually wiring them, and this goes out. This is a big thanks to Cherrham Junction, who posted a video on his how-to series. I think it's how to build a model railway series. I think that's what it was. It was episode 4 or 5, the wiring, and it showed me how he actually wired all of his point motors and stuff like that. And he didn't actually have these point motors, but he used the Pico ones. But he actually taught me about the spade connectors and the crimp, I think they're called crimp blade splicers or something like that, and all the buzz wire and stuff like that. So basically the technique that I learned from him was to put a buzz wire around the whole layout, so that will run all the way around the bottom layer. It's on top at the moment because obviously you've got to remember that this will be covered up underneath. It'll still be at a pretty decent height, so I can still work on it underneath if needs be. But they're all hooked up to an analog controller. I am wiring my points DC rather than DCC. I know a lot of people do like to do it DCC, but I find it a lot easier and a lot simpler, and it gives me a reason to use on my old analog controllers as well. So as I mentioned, I am using the buzzwire method. These hook up. The point motors hook up to these along with the switches. So obviously we've got the temporary switchboard here. I haven't fully done this yet. This is actually not fully finished. This is all kind of temporary at the moment. I've just been testing 3 or 4. We've only fitted 1, 2, 3 and then 4, just to kind of see how they work and see how they get on. But the thing that we've done different on this one is, if you notice, if you remember on the last layout, it was quite a long time ago, but and what common people seem to commonly do on this is they put them, obviously there's the baseboard, they put them up underneath, so it comes through the baseboard underneath and then attaches to the point. But what we've done is we've drilled a hole in the baseboard, and then we've put the arm down through the baseboard. So basically the point motor sits like this. It sits like that, and as you can see, the arm on the baseboard will go underneath it, and it pokes out a little bit. Now, the reason why we've done this is because there was no room for us. We've got a lot of cupboards and stuff under here with a lot of stuff in it, and obviously over here as well. So that we couldn't really do that. We couldn't really keep moving all the stuff and then putting the point motors under there and keep bashing them. And this was kind of a way to limit the damage that was done to all of the point motors and stuff like that. And we found that this method works really well. So basically, what we did, obviously, we drilled the hole and put the point motor in, and then we got a little plastic packer. Now a lot of people would argue that this is probably not the most efficient method, and it probably isn't, because I would probably suggest that you solder a metal a metal like wire across or something like that. But these seem to work really well. So basically we got a plastic packer, and obviously we drilled holes like I've done here, and then drilled another hole for the point motor. So the point motor will sit in one end, and then the point will sit in the other, and this acts as like a lever. So when the point moves across, it'll actually take the point arm. Yeah, when the motor moves across, it will actually take the points with it. So it just basically acts as a lever, and this actually works really well. We've super glued them to the point as well, because obviously we don't really need these points anymore. They're going to be permanently here anyway, so you know, we might as well just super glue them. It actually adds like a more secure fit, so they don't slip off, because some were actually just slipping off and like riding over and messing up. But so far so good. The process has worked very well. It's a very cheap method as well. These packers are really cheap as well. I'm not sure how much they cost. These were some spares that my dad had lying around, but I'm pretty sure they're really cheap. But this was just an easy method, simple method, and obviously you can, with the packers being like, and this is a little bigger packer, but with it being like this long, you can cut it up into sections, and you can get a good 3 or 4 like different wire levers out of it, which is really good and really kind of efficient. So if we look here at this point motor now, if you when I flick the switch, you will see that the lever moves over with the point, and the point moves over, and then back the other way. So as you can see, it's literally just like pushing it and pulling it, and honestly, I'd recommend using it. There's obviously better ways to do it and stuff like that, but this is one of the ways we thought of, and like I said, it's really cheap and easy. So I'd recommend, if anyone was struggling with how to wire fiddle yards and stuff like that when they don't have space underneath, I definitely recommend using this technique. We was originally going to fit them onto like a block, so we'd have a block of wood, say for example this tape was the block, and then the point motor would sit on the block. But we kind of oh, my bad camera work there. But we kind of realised that wouldn't work. And it's really quite a lot of hassle to build the block up onto the baseboard. So we just thought by drilling a hole, we drill a hole like kind of wide enough, so that one isn't fully done yet, but we drill it wide enough so the point can move left and right without any sort of troubles. But apart from that, there's not really much to update on. The room does look like a bit of a tip at the moment. As you can see, I've done no running on the layout whatsoever. I haven't purchased any engines or anything like that, and everything's just stayed dormant. So I might try and have a tidy up, testing it. Once I've got this first like bulk of point motors out of the way, then I shall test all this fiddle yard, see how that goes, and then we'll start wiring the rest of them. Clean all the track up, and then have like a good running session. But as always, if you guys do enjoy this, please like, favourite, please feel free to leave a comment. It's much appreciated. I hope you're happy to see me back as much as I am happy to be back. If you want me to do a tutorial on how to wire these point motors, then I will happily make a video. I will just stand a camera there while I'm doing the point, and then I'll put like an overlay on it explaining the step by step on how I do it. Similar to how Cherrham Junction did. I fully recommend going and checking out his video though. It is really good. He explains it really well. Probably like way better than what I could like explain it, so I definitely recommend checking that out. But yeah, thank you guys for watching, and hopefully I will see you soon.